What is up, everybody? VitalSyntax here, playing some more Battlefield 3 beta. This is the second part in a three-part video. This is about a 30-minute match, and I ended up splitting into three parts. Each of the parts coordinates with a different part of this map. So the first part, if you haven't seen it, there'll be a link in the description. The first and the third part will be up pretty soon. The first part was out in the park area. I guess I'd call it the park area. And we went through that pretty fast, and now we're moving into the metro here, and I actually took out my teammate there. I think friendly fire is on by default, but there have been a couple servers that I know for a fact friendly fire is turned off on. So I don't know, I think it's definitely a server-side thing, but I don't know what determines it, because it seems like most of these servers are all run by EA, so I don't think any users have control over friendly fire, but I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how it's working right now. But so that route that you just saw me go down and just popped out of, this is the route I suggest you take. There's basically three routes to enter the metro if you're attacking. There's the left route, which I'm at right now. This is the very open, very little amount of cover. There's just a couple rocks, and there's a couple of pieces of cement barriers on the left and right side. So I wouldn't really suggest going down this route. I was lucky and there really wasn't anybody already waiting for us other than at the very end, so we were able to run through here pretty fast. But if there's a sniper or a couple snipers on the enemy team that are holding down this hallway, it's really hard to get down. So unless you're a sniper or using some other type of long-range weapon, I'd probably try and avoid this far left side of the metro, just because it's so exposed, it's so long range, and you'll probably end up getting killed by a sniper. So the second route is down the middle. The middle is the area with the metro, with the train that's kind of crashed, and there's a little bit of rubble and stuff around it. That's a really good way to go because it has a lot of cover. You can go inside of the train and use that as cover. There's also a bunch of vertical pillars that are holding up the metro you can use as cover. So that's also a really good way to go, but the best way to go, at least for the beginning, because it doesn't go the whole length of the metro, is to go down the far right side, and that's the side I went down at the very beginning of the video. So right before you enter the metro, make sure you know which part you're entering. Most people on your team are probably going to enter that right side. It seems like most people have figured out that that's the best way to go, and I don't know why my teammate killed me there. It seems to happen a lot. It's kind of annoying, but so enter that right side, go all the way down to the end, and then pop out. Make sure that you're clear before you do, but then pop out, and then you'll be in the middle part of the metro, and then make your way down there to the rest of towards B. B seems like it's a little bit easier to take than A because, number one, I just said there's a really easy route that you can get to that has lots of cover, lots of close quarters. And then B is also closer to your spawn point, whereas A is closer to their spawn point. It's out in the open. I mean, it's technically, the bomb plane is actually in a room, but there's two doors that are completely out in the open, so it's really easy for people to get in and out. And it feels like A is a lot harder to take, so I would suggest going for B first. Once you get B, then worry about A. Just make sure you guys can, get the hard one out of the way first, unless you want to do it the other way around. But really what it comes down to, as far as which one you're going to choose to go for first, it really depends on the enemy team. If they're all huddled up at B, then obviously you want to go towards A. If they're all huddled up at A, you want to go towards B. It's pretty self-explanatory. So right now I'm going the route that I was talking about. You want to go the far right side, and then you'll get to B. You can arm it. And luckily I take this guy out before he killed my teammate. And this staircase right in front of me right there is another good area to control. If you're the defenders, also keep in mind that you can go get another route to get towards B, because sometimes the primary route that will get blocked off. And I don't know how that guy got me. It looked like I killed him and I saw the death animation and stuff, but I don't know. Whatever. So as far as what type of weapons you want to use, I actually think this is probably the only part of the map you're going to want to use the shotguns. So if you haven't tested out the shotguns, maybe give those a try. Obviously the park part of the map and the very last part of the map where you're back out in the open, the shotguns really don't work very well. I've tried it myself on both parts of those maps, and it didn't really feel like I was at, well, it felt like I was at a really bad disadvantage because they're really not that good at long range or medium range. And I've tried the 870, and I've also tried the M1014, which you unlock around level 22, I think. I'm not sure exactly. it seems like the M1014 is a lot better. It has a little higher fire rate because it's semi-automatic, whereas the 870's pump action. So I don't know. It seems like the 810 was a little bit better at close, or just in general. There are some attachments there, or I don't know if they're attachments. They're like ammo things you can get for the shotgun. Right now, I only have like the buckshot, which is the one that you want to use at close range. But I do know there's like the flechette ammo, which is good at penetrating. I think it's good at penetrating walls or cover or things like that. Not 100% sure. Then there's probably another one with the shotgun slug that's good at long range, but you have to be a little bit more accurate. But I haven't unlocked those yet, so I don't really know how those work. Aside from shotguns, which I obviously am suggesting you use, submachine guns. The submachine guns are all kit weapons now, so you don't have to be an engineer. And the carbine's also really good. The sniper rifles, for this part, I don't really think are all that helpful, especially if you're attacking. Maybe if you're defending, because you can give nice cover and everything. But I don't know. It really depends, once again, on your teammates. This game's all about teamwork, and you have to pay attention to what your teammates are playing as. It seems like a lot of people are playing as medic, and medic's great. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. A lot of people don't have the med kit or the defibrillators yet, but that's okay. It seems like the med kit's really popular because I think assault rifles have always been kind of the norm. Everybody likes assault rifles, and on top of that, I mean, who doesn't want to be able to heal themselves and heal teammates and things like that? But I don't know. It seems like there aren't enough support guys, which are the guys that drop the ammo. And you guys got to pay attention. You guys really got to pay attention when people ask you for things, because I'm getting really frustrated myself with calling out to teammates for ammo when I need it, and they're not responding. And the way you can tell if they're asking for ammo is just listen. I mean, if you hear a teammate yell, "Give me some ammo," or whatever, "Give me some health," or "Drop a med kit," then do it. I mean, it's not that hard. But I've been getting really frustrated lately because the med kit, or sorry, the assault rifle, or the assault kit doesn't have the ability to drop ammo, and I always run out of ammo because I like to spray a ton. And I always ask people on my team, and the way you do it is you aim at them and you press select or back on the Xbox/PS3, or on the PC it's your spot button, which I think by default is Q. So just aim at them, press Q or whatever your button is, and your character should call out, whatever he needs, depending on what type of teammate you're aiming at. And if you hear, once again, if you hear a teammate ask for something, please give it to them, because it can be very frustrating when you're out of ammo and there's a guy that can give you ammo, but he's not. You know what I mean? So, let's see. A couple other things that you gotta do to work as a team is don't run out in the open, and don't run out in the open, and don't be too aggressive when you're the last person in your squad. I mostly play with one other buddy and then two just random people, and it seems like me and him are the only two people that are ever alive, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that. Well, I guess I am saying that our squad mates usually suck. But if you're the last person in your squad, and I see people do this all the time, and it's a huge mistake that you never want to make. If you're the last person in your squad, don't risk your life. Go prone, wait for people to spawn on you, especially if you're in a key position. If you're attacking, especially, because attacking, you're obviously having to move up and go forward and forward. And if you have to go back to your original spawn point, oh my god, then you just wasted, like, I don't know, 30 seconds running back to get to the action, and by then the enemy team is already pushed back up, so it doesn't really make sense. I don't know. So right now we already got A and B, the first set of A and B in the Metro, and now we're pushing up towards the second set. This set's a little harder. I think this is probably the hardest set out in this map, because both of the A and B are really exposed. Well, the bomb set itself isn't exposed. Actually, B is really exposed, but A isn't exposed so much because there is some cover and stuff you can hide behind. But it's getting to A that's difficult, because there's a huge line of sight that you have to run right down the middle of enemy fire to get to it. So until there's something like smoke grenades or things like that, it's pretty difficult, and you want to make sure that that before you just start running out in the open, that you're not going to have enemies shooting you down in a couple seconds. So my suggestion for this set is to just push them back as much as you can, and you can see there's 2 routes that you can go up towards. Actually, there's 3, I think. Yeah, there's 3. There's 3 routes, and I don't know, this trash can blocked my way. So you can go up these stairs right here, and you'll be kind of in the middle of everything. Or sorry, the stairs over to the left. And then you can go up these stairs to the right, which is the route I usually take because you can get kind of a side angle on the enemy. And you go to the right, then you got a good angle, and also you have a good line of sight to B, to A, and you also have easy access to B. The problem with B, though, is that it's the only way you can get to it really without running down the middle of the map when you're just going to get destroyed is to go down a really tight corridor, and there's almost always, seriously, almost every single time, there's a support guy with an LMG, bipoded, prone, and just gunning, wasting ammo, and it's really hard to get down that part of the map. So one of the suggestions I have for that is if you have the grenade launcher unlocked, which is actually I think you might actually be able to get it as an attachment for some of the guns, but I know for a fact you can get a grenade launcher equipment as the support, as the assault or the medic. So you have to swap your med kit, which heals people, for the grenade launcher. And the grenade launcher, I know it might sound like it's really gay or whatever, but really it's the only thing that's going to allow you to get past that. It's either that or rockets, because the corridor's too long to throw a grenade all the way down, and if they're prone and just gun hoeing, just blazing bullets down the hallway, there's no time for you yourself to drop down and do the same thing they're doing, which is bipod down a light machine gun, which a light machine gun bipoded down, especially like the M249 SAW, is just like deadly accurate, 100-round magazine, super high fire rate, and kills with like 4 bullets. So don't run down that hallway unless you know for sure that those guys are not just waiting for you, or else you're just gonna get pummeled. Hopefully there's going to be an addition of a smoke grenade of some type. I haven't seen anything. This is the hallway I was talking about right there. Looking down the exact route I'm waving towards. I haven't seen anything about smoke grenades. I should probably go back and look on the fact sheet, but I don't think there were smoke grenades in the alpha. I don't think there's smoke grenades in the beta. As far as I've seen, there hasn't been any. But I don't know. It feels like they need to have an addition of smoke grenades. At least on Operation Metro, because it feels like it's a little bit hard or a little bit unbalanced for the attackers, especially because they took out the tank at the beginning. The first set of MComs out at the park seems, I don't know if it's, I actually think this one's harder than it, but it just seems very difficult for the attackers, especially because they took out that tank, which was in the alpha. Which is kind of weird, though. I'm kind of curious why they did that. I think actually my hunch is that they removed the tank because they wanted to have just infantry based, because a lot of people playing this beta are Call of Duty players. I mean, it's an all-platform beta, so it's Xbox and PS3, and majority of Xbox and PS3 players play Call of Duty. Actually, the majority of PC players play Call of Duty. I mean, there's usually about 40 to 50,000 people on Steam playing Black Ops versus the 16,000 people that are playing Bad Company 2. At least that's how it was, a couple weeks ago before beta came out. So I think they probably made it infantry only and took out that tank. Maybe that's just the way it's going to be in the beta. I don't know if that's actually how it's going to end up in the full retail game. And you can see this is exactly the type of person I'm talking about. I'm just basically just trying to get some bullets down range, but there's an enemy down there, and I don't know how I took him out. Somehow I was lucky. The enemy down there, just laying prone with his light machine gun bipoded down. It's really dangerous. But yeah, I think they took it out just because there's a lot of Call of Duty players. So I'm interested to see if it's going to be in the full game, and I'm really hoping that they release Caspian Border as a playable thing in the beta. And if you don't know, Caspian Border it's in the game files. There actually are servers that are running it, but there's a password required, and they only give that password to community websites, so there's really no way to get into it. Alright, so there's an EOD bot. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a rating, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.